Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. It's episode 355 from September the 13th of the year 2024. Today's a Friday the 13th. Just a number, don't make anything out of it. So we continue with the Isabella Greene shows, and now we're going to talk about karma. And again, all of these shows are based on a single interview, 1 hour, which I strongly suggest if you haven't done so. Please go and look at it. It's on the video notes, on the video description as credits. Also, in the video description at the top, you're going to find the link to Isabella Greene channel. Highly recommended. This is one of the best recommendations I can give you. Great channel, and great videos from Isabella with her wisdom. This is incredible stuff. So karma, I spoke about karma so much, I'm probably bored you. And I started with one of my first shows, was probably episode 10, 11, with the universal law of karma. And right there, that was 2022. I was in the moment that was kind of evolving, maturing the idea that karma was not punishment. And these ideas continue to evolve. That doesn't mean I'm getting to the truth and I have the truth and you don't have it. That's linearity. That's a way of looking at it in a different way. I think we're all right at the same time. We're just in different moments, different angles of an idea, okay? So there's a group, I think a strong percentage of humanity believes karma is punishment. Is a universal justice system, basically the same as we have a justice system here on Earth. Similarly, the universe will punish you for your deeds. You need to suffer for your deeds. You need to experience them yourself at the same level so you understand what you have done. That idea, yes, of course, I thought that, but you probably will have to go back 5 to 10 years to ask me that, and I would have said, yes, that's karma. It's basically similar to the justice system here on Earth. You do something, you go to jail, you pay for your mistakes, and then you leave the prison, you go out to prison, and you have paid your debt, your karma debt in a way to society, and you're fine. Some say that, evolving that idea that karma, that is just here on Earth, and then you're going to have to pay for it out there when you transcend, when you die, physically die, through this idea of religions that we go to heaven or hell or something like that. Okay, that's a percentage of people. Then there's this other percentage, I believe, which is where I was like 2 years ago, that no, wait, karma is a learning, but we have to go through it ourselves. But it's a learning, okay? It's a learning experience, but we have to experience it. I was there until a few months ago, I guess, and then I evolved again. Everything I have let myself go to my intuition. It's not that I hear something, maybe I hear something and it resonates, but it just gets my intuition going to evolve this idea. What I believe now is karma is the system of the universe. And yes, the universal law of karma, yes, like that. The system of the universe to go through a self-learning, self-judgment experience. So karma is different for every of us, okay? That's what I think. The karma process is different for every of us because we are the ones that decide how are we going to evolve. And how are we going to understand and how are we going to dimension the things that we have done? Through that way, karma is still a weight that we have to deal. It's something we have to deal. And it's if you continue affecting others, if you continue interfering with others, if you continue to break the laws of the universe, of balance, of free will, abusing your free will, of non-interference, interfering with others that don't want to be interfered by you, then this weight gets so much that you are going to eventually have to deal with it. In a nutshell, or like using an analogy, karma is like going in a hole, and you can go as deep as you want, and you are the one that is going to get yourself out of the hole when you decide to do so, when you look at your karma, okay? So let's couple that with the idea of what happens when we transcend and we go through a life review and we are asked to come back and fix our karma. We're asked to come back and fix the mistakes we did on the previous life. Well, that doesn't work with that idea of karma I have. I totally respect that. I have to say it again and again. I'm totally open of being absolutely wrong on this. And maybe karma is like justice on earth, and maybe karma is that we have to experience it. If not, we're never going to learn. I just maybe have a different opinion on what we are. And I don't think we are. I think we're a little bit more evolved than that. And that will be in a low evolvement, low maturity being. Certainly that's probably what you have to do. But I think we're so much more. And I do believe. One example, you come here, let's say You are Saddam Hussein. Let's say you're Hitler. You die Hussein, which was way worse than Saddam Hussein. And you are all that. And then you go and you transcend and you're said you have to come back a gazillion times to fix all of this. You die Hussein. And I don't want to say that I side with criminals. It's a spectrum, okay? We all have been, air quotes, good or bad. We all have made a lot of mistakes, trust me. The thing is, we don't remember. The memories have been erased from our conscious mind, okay? But they are there, the memories are there. And when you start remembering, then the good comes for also the bad. And you kind of dimension it that it's a spectrum. Okay, I've been everything, basically, good and bad and that. So you are not obliged, if you think about it, to clear the karma, again, because it's a self-process, a self-judgment. And for someone to say on a life review, even if they are allegedly guides or part of your guide council, if they are your superior self or something like that, that's when it doesn't match. For them to say you have to come back to Earth to fix this, I disagree, because you can fix it somewhere else, for example. And I had a story a couple of months ago on this channeling of Chico Javier from South America, very well-known channeling case that Hitler, when he transcended, I believe he was the one that put the self, let's call it punishment. It's not a punishment, but the self possibility of saying, I'm going to be 1,000 years, 1,000 Earth years in solitude, in a planet out there alone. Probably not even in physical form, because it doesn't make any sense. You don't need to be in physical form. Spiritual form. 1,000 years to dimension everything, the pain, everything that Hitler has done. I'm not saying it's correct. Please, this gets very confusing. And I have to really, 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 please explain this to you properly. That doesn't mean it's right to do wrong to others. That doesn't mean it's right to create trauma on others. It's wrong, but we have to understand it. We have to learn and evolve and mature on how to behave on our own, at our own pace, through our own kind of self-appointed judgment and self-appointed dimensioning and self-appointed punishment, if you want to call it like that. Okay? There's not this judging God out there in the universe that is striking, hey, you did this, then you're going to suffer. You did that, then you suffer yourself. You did that, then your luck runs out. Some people think like that. For example, when someone starts having financial problems, it's very normal that they say, well, this person maybe is not as good as we think, and maybe has done some bad things, and it's just karma. And it's just karma that now you have to suffer financial, scarcity because you have done some things. And beautiful people, beautiful, incredible, beautiful hearts are suffering. And people that have done a lot of things, I don't want to judge them, but have done a lot of things are, air quotes, thriving, okay? So doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, in my humble opinion, okay? Let's watch the first support video where basically Isabella, she has even similar to my position, but she basically says karma doesn't exist in the sense of punishment, in the sense that we have to come back and fix things. No, it doesn't work that way. But she basically says it doesn't exist, which is close to my idea that it's a self process. So it's not apparent. It's not the out there. There's nothing with the out there that there's no thing. I think our guides will suggest things like saying, hey, maybe you should look at your karma. Maybe you should look at what you have done. Yes, but in that way, not saying you have to come back that judgment and has not given you options. So let's watch the first support video together.
So is there, how can we dissolve our karma in this life?
I don't believe there is a karma.
So
I think that I think that the concept of karma goes hand in hand with the whole, if you wish, agenda. I don't like that word, but with the whole agenda of keeping the souls reincarnating over and over. Because once you believe that you have to pay something off, then you agree to go back and do it. And so that there is karma right there. There is a law of attraction, however, and that's the law of vibrational match. But it works very differently, because with vibrational match, you are vibrating towards yourself what you put out. Basically, what you put out, you get back. That's the law of attraction, or the law that governs all realities, including our reality. But karma is you have to go, for example, right? If you made someone suffer, you have to go back and suffer yourself, right? So that's kind of like
So yes, I'm very aligned with what Isabella says here. I just at this moment feel karma is a self-appointed process of the universe. It's a law. It's a law that has nothing to do with the other, everything with the inside. And we are the ones that become our own judges and become our own executioners of, if you want to call it justice, okay? I said it many times, reparations. Who are you going to make reparations to, okay? Let's say I've shared a story of my past lives that I was a killer, okay? Yes, like that. It took me a while really to dimension it, and I rejected it for a long time. Months, okay, took me to basically. And then I look at it and you know what? Okay, let's be calm here. I was a killer. Am I a killer now? No. And I rejected violence all of my life, and I totally renounce violence. I don't see one sensible use for violence. And the only one that will be the sheer love for my children, my wife, my parents, will be you threaten my family, okay? You threaten my friends. That will be, if you threaten me, honestly, I don't want to push anyone to test this, but I even feel I wouldn't react, okay? But of course, I'm a human being, I'm an animal. So when I had Peter Panagor, we were talking about pain and how pain is so difficult. And for example, people that die slowly with cancer and long-term illnesses and that, the pain, the physical pain is something, yes. So if someone comes here and takes my nails off or chops a hand off, and I'm in such a pain and gives me a gun, I'm probably going to shoot it. So where's the renouncing to violence? That's the thing, you see. So I believe an extremely important part of karma is the promise, okay? Is the promise to the universe. But then in something like that, the universe, and Peter Panagor said as much, that there's a lot of understanding of this reality. And I also shared that I know for a fact that guides have expressed that to many channelers, that this reality is so dense, so difficult, that they basically admire us, okay? So there's a lot of understanding going on. Do you get a pass? No, it's still karma, okay? So if someone comes here, takes my nails off, I react, I shoot someone, I kill someone, that's still on me. The karma is on me, the trauma is on them, and it's for me. But there are no reparations. We always want the thing on reparations. And I ask, if you send someone to jail, or when someone wants to do revenge, for example, and you see it even in movies and books and everything like that, that this sense that revenge is such an empty reaction, an empty emotion, because revenge is basically, hey, you did it to me, I'm going to do it for you, the eye for an eye and that kind of stuff. But is that really going to fix something? No. Are you going to get your reparations that way? No. Okay. You're never going to get reparations. That's the unfortunate fact of karma. Okay. Never, ever. So how do we focus to be? Let's focus to be better, and let's focus to stop doing that kind of things, because we're here in this beautiful universe and everything, we're part of the everything. So you being violent to someone else is like you yourself chopping an arm off. Does that make sense at all? No. Well, trust me, that's how violence works. It doesn't make sense at all. Okay. I shared the only possible scenarios that, is, of course, you're going to react because you're a human. Okay. Of course, you're going to react. And even when I had Peter, we share those scenarios of, he said, if someone threatens my family, I'm going to be violent, even if I have renounced violence. Makes all the sense in the world. So let's watch the second video. And then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this Isabella Greene series on karma.
Then going through inner healing work, where you cannot be guilted, where you cannot be imagine, or you're no longer responding to unworthiness that we're conditioned into nonstop here, to the highest degree you can attain within these things, right? And then you change your state of being in your life to be of the higher frequency, of the higher mind, higher consciousness. So you no longer are attracting the karma, in other words, right? The experiences that are all about paying that karma, right? Did you pay it off, or did you just vibrate out of it? That's the question. And then the top of that, then you know that you can get out of the reincarnation cycle. On the next level, I would suggest that would make it very easy Because the first things, these things I'm talking about is if you're negotiating with the handlers of the reincarnation cycle, you need to not be able to be bulletproof as far as guilt tripping and all that. But ideal case scenario is that you have practiced to get out of body and to go not astral project. There's a difference between astral projecting, because that takes you straight into the astral plane. But not astral project, but to, I call it quantum travel because it's instant, and you get out, like you spirit travel, or you have out of body experiences at will. In that case, it's a no-brainer. You've trained yourself while you were alive how to do it. And so at the moment when your body takes the last breath, you have a choice and you just do the same exact thing. Mm-hmm. So because at the moment your body passes, you're a spirit, you're free. Now you have to wrestle with that whole physicality and the ego and that trying to hold on to your spirit and not letting your spirit, but you get out anyway if you have persistence. But there the body let go. And so you're free to direct yourself wherever you prefer. And so that's the answer, like how you know if you're ready. And then also, I think the souls who have been here for thousands and thousands of incarnations, and they feel tired, the old souls. A lot of old souls say, you know what, I'm so tired of the earth experience. I'm looking to find a way to get out. So that also.
Okay, I want to clarify. We went into a couple of kind of not, I mean, everything is related in a way, but not really karma subjects. No video. I didn't want to call it because it was a nice progression of 3 different topics, and I want to talk about all of those at the end. If you're watching me, I don't think you just came here for this episode 355. You probably have not watched me for a while. So in a way, that's a good point to get this information. The first one, she said it beautifully. That's what I mean with that. More than paying off karma, again, there are no reparations. Okay? There are no reparations. Is you transcend karma. You vibrate out of karma. That's how she said it. So I call it promising to the universe. I call it evolving. I call it maturing. What do you could also just call it vibrate higher, okay? Because when you do karma, you're not vibrating high. Definitely. Now, we have to understand, in this reality, you come, and unless you are immediately isolated and out there alone, when we go through this life, of course, I haven't killed anyone. I haven't wronged anyone. I understand you still have done a lot of karma, okay? It's just inevitable because it's the density we're living in. So that's the first point I wanted to make, that she calls it vibrating out of karma. I call it basically a different word, but the same meaning, which is evolving, maturing, just being better, just being higher, in a higher moral vibration. That's the purpose of karma, and that's how you clear karma, in my intuition, okay? Then she goes, that's why I didn't want to cut that support video, because then she goes into the concept of astral travel versus spiritual travel. And I share many times, there's this notion, and I had a guest a few months ago, Spanish chat, Salim from Flecha, Antigua channel, great investigator. But when I share my spiritual travels, which I'm sure they were spiritual travels, not astral projections, he said what you had was an astral projection, and it's a mind projection. But he said it in a definitive way, without any possibility of being wrong or anything like that. That's the only point I have. He could say, my opinion, you had an astral projection, my theory, but I could be wrong. And I will say, perfectly said, and I will agree 100%. But to say, for someone else to say what I had, that's the problem. And I'm pretty 100, 1,000, 1,000,000% sure when I share my story, which I share a few times, that I will travel around the universe with my friends of the Blue Avians. That was not an astral projection. That was something I was traveling with them, okay? It's not the problem physical. The Blue Avians are not physical anymore, okay? They have transcended their bodies. They're in a dimension that they don't have any bodies anymore. So I was with them. So I was without a body, okay? So I was having a spiritual travel. And that's why Isabella is saying there, okay? So I hope you enjoyed the show. If everything's okay, I shall see you back on Monday with the third show of this final set on Isabella Greene. We're going to do 6 total shows. And I think it's a great testament to the wisdom, We're very lucky to have Isabella Greene in this reality. She's helping a lot of souls. And please, my suggestion again, you have an hour, go and look for the for the interview where I got all these support videos. And the second recommendation, Isabella's channel out there in the video description. Go and join it, go and subscribe. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Take care. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version of this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breakthroughs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice through violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.